I'm Jessie, and today we are going to talk about 6 books with the Chosen One trope that I think that you should read. The Chosen One trope is super common in epic fantasy. It has been around forever, and a lot of books have this Chosen One trope. And I feel like it's one of those tropes that people are like, ugh, so sick of seeing. But really, it can be done extremely well. I mean, one of the first books that I remember reading that had the Chosen One trope is Lord of the Rings. I mean, Frodo is the Chosen One. He is the one to take the ring to Mount Doom and drop it in and destroy it and save the world. And then, of course, you have the Wheel of Time. That definitely has pretty much every trope you can think of, but it is definitely the Chosen One trope, highly embedded into the Wheel of Time. But what are we seeing more so nowadays with the Chosen One trope? And a lot of people have been trying to subvert this trope, and I love that. I love the idea of reading about a Chosen One that is not the good guy. And, you know, I haven't really read very many books like that. I would love to. So if you got recommendations for me, leave them down below. There's some that I've heard of, but I'm not really sure on these Chosen One subversion trope books. And let me know which ones I should read if you're like, hey, this is the one where it's like, it's the Chosen One, but, you know, he's not a good guy or she's not good or whatever. Leave those down below. Today, we are going to be talking about some books that I've read that have the Chosen One trope that I think are just really well done and that a lot of people will enjoy. You know, some of them are kind of a reach. Not really, but like some of them are more so like Chosen One light. Like, these are the Chosen One. They're the one person in history that they know is supposed to like save the world. Maybe not. Like, some of them are pretty subversive. I can think of one that's like pretty much a subverting the typical Chosen One trope, and we'll talk about that one first here in just a minute. But a lot of these are just fantastic books. They have the Chosen One trope, and if you like the Chosen One trope, then check these out. The first one that I want to talk about is, funny enough, one that I didn't love, but so many people love it. And I actually really liked where they went with the Chosen One trope in this book, and that is Malice by John Gwynne. Don't come for me for not liking Faithful and the Fallen. Like, don't, okay? I loved his other book, Bloodsworn Saga, Shadow of the Gods. This just didn't do it for me, but the way John Gwynne utilized the Chosen One trope in this book is fantastic. We don't actually know who the Chosen One is. There are 2 characters that could potentially be the Chosen One. There is one who thinks he's the Chosen One. Like, he knows in his head that he is the Chosen One, but I think he's really the villain. And I absolutely love that. And then you've got the other one who's like pretty obviously the Chosen One, but like, is he? Like, it makes you kind of think. And I love how John Gwynne did that and incorporated the Chosen One trope into this book. And if you can convince me to read book 2, you never know, maybe I will. But I didn't love it. But I think you will, because a lot of people love this book. Like, so many of my friends are like, how did you not like it? And I'm like, I don't know, but maybe I wasn't in the right headspace to read it. I don't know. I'll try book 2. The next one is Legend Born by Tracy Deonn. This is a YA fantasy, and I think it is going to be a trilogy. Book 2 comes out soon. I'm not sure if it's going to be a duology or a trilogy, but this definitely has the Chosen One trope. It is a retelling of Arthurian legend. And of course, whenever you have an like Arthurian legend, you have a Chosen One. You have your King Arthur. And, you know, through this whole book, there is this one person that we expect, right, to be this Chosen One, this King Arthur. But are they? We don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I think this book does a really good job of kind of subverting that Chosen One trope all the way up until the very end, where you're hit with this realization and it kind of changes your perspective. And I loved that about this book. I don't have my physical copy anymore. I gave it to my niece to read, but definitely a great Chosen One book. Another one that is a great Chosen One book that I also ended up giving to my niece, so I don't have the physical copy, is Goddess in the Machine. Not very many people talk about this, and while it wasn't like an absolute favorite of mine, I think it did the Chosen One pretty well. So we're following this girl who was in 1,000 years of cryosleep, and she is awoken, and everyone worships her as a goddess. Like, and she's like, what the heck is going on? Like, I don't understand what's going on. She thinks she's on another planet. Like, she's like, there's no way, you know, she was supposed to have gone on this, like, 1,000-year journey to another planet and to save humanity. And, you know, she's awoken by these people and taken in to be this goddess, this chosen one. And she's like, I'm not this. Like, this isn't me. And, you know, she has to kind of be told over and over again, like, she is this goddess. She is this goddess. And she's like, I don't know what's going on. And it's really an interesting book. It's a really cool, like, YA sci-fi. It did read a little young, which is why I gave it to my 16-year-old. I pass so many books on to my 16-year-old niece. Like, even if I love them, like, I'm like, here, read these. Like, you will like these too. So she gets a lot of books from me, but this one does such a good job with the Chosen One trope. And it also has like this weird like language thing in the book that kind of bothered me at first, but then I got used to it, where you're reading in a new dialect of English, which is like confusing for my brain sometimes, but I did end up picking up on it. But yeah, it does a really good job. And I'm actually excited to read book 2. I have not read Devil in the Device yet, but I've heard it's good. Then we have A Nature of Witches. This is another Chosen One book, pretty much. We've got this one main girl who is what they call an ever witch. And in this world, all witches have a seasonal-based magic. But our main girl here has all of the seasonal magics. And so she's an ever witch. She changes her magic from season to season. And she is supposed to be like the most powerful. She is supposed to be the one to kind of save everybody from this like climate disaster that has been, you know, continuously going on. But she's really doubtful of herself and she doesn't want to embrace her powers and, you know, she's having a really hard time with it. But, you know, in the long run, girl's the chosen one. I really liked this book. I think I did a full review for it if you want to check it out. But it's a really good like YA fantasy standalone. So definitely check this one out. Then we have Awakens by Elise Kova. This is a self-published YA fantasy romance, but it definitely leans more to a plot-driven, war-based fantasy as opposed to a romance. It is romance heavy, but if you know me, you know that I don't like books where the romance is the main plot. So, take this one with a grain of salt. It is a fantasy romance, but there's a lot of plot to it that has nothing to do with the romance. We've got our main girl here, Vala, and she is like a library assistant. And come to find out, she has these powers that no one has seen in hundreds of years. And basically ends up being the chosen one to save the people in this war. But it's so much more than that. Like, she is the chosen one. But, you know, people try to use her and people try to kill her and this and that. And it is forbidden magic as well, which I'm also going to be doing a video on forbidden magic books because I love those. But this is definitely a good one. And it's short. Like, it's a 5-book series, but all the books are super short. You can read them on Kindle Unlimited. You can get these gorgeous hardbacks. Like, look. All of Elise Kova's books have this, like, beautiful, like, hardback. So that's what I recommend getting because I love them, but you can read it on Kindle Unlimited. Definitely a fun, quick, chosen one YA fantasy with a lot of romance. And our final chosen one book that we have to talk about is Black Sun by Rebecca Rowanhorse. We are following multiple characters in this book, but one of them is the chosen one. At least that is what he believes. He is supposed to do this quest and go and save his people. He is blinded. He was blinded at a very young age, so that kind of makes it a little more difficult. And I just love this book so much. There's like a really sweet, like kind of blossoming romance in the background. We get so many very intricate characters in this book. And we're following a chosen one. So it fits this trope very, very well. All right. Well, if you like chosen one books, let me know what you think of these ones that I've mentioned. Let me know if there's any others you think I should check out, especially ones that subvert the chosen one trope. You know, ones where the chosen one is not the chosen one. Ones where he turns evil. Anything like that, I am so down for. So let me know in the comments which ones you think I should read and what you think of the books that I recommended. All right, my name is Jessie, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!